It's one of the government's aims that 15% of all electricity should come from renewable sources by 2020. So how realistic is the case for wind power in the capital? Well, Wendy Hurrell has been investigating and we can join her now down by the river. So what have you found out, Wendy?
Well, good evening. Well, one of the criticisms of wind energy is that it's subsidised by the government, that we pay for it with our taxes. But I found out that, in fact, most investment comes from the private sector and there's money to be made back. So I've been looking at how wind energy can impact the London economy, and I've been looking at these small urban turbines. Are they there just for show, or can they actually make us some money? Harnessing power from the wind is nothing new. Ashby's windmill in Brixton, built in 1816 and one of the few left in London. Replaced by the modern generation, offshore wind farms like Scroby Sands and Sheringham Shoal off the Norfolk coast, and soon to be joined by London Array, 341 turbines providing enough energy for 750,000 homes.
Now that we're in recessionary times, you need to have the new industries of the future, and particularly offshore wind is going to be really big here. Investment and finance is really where London leads the world, and this is going to be a massive opportunity for banks and investors, pension funds, insurance companies to get into this market.
There are opportunities too in the small wind sector. Turbines are becoming part of the London skyline. The Strata Tower is the first of its kind in the world, but it's been criticised as a green gimmick, producing just 8% of the energy the building uses. Setup costs are still high, £20,000 for one of these gyroscopic turbines. The feed-in tariff introduced in April aims to make having one of these more cost-effective.
The feed-in tariff is effectively a generation tariff. So for every kilowatt hour of energy that the wind turbine produces, the utility company will pay the consumer a rate for that energy.
Sounds great in theory. Donica McCarthy's house in Camberwell is carbon negative. It puts energy back into the grid, but no thanks to the wind turbine.
A really exciting story, first in London, but it has produced almost no energy. £2 worth of electricity a year. This one didn't work in this circumstance. However, if you've got a large turbine in a windy hillside island by the sea, then it can be really exciting and very relevant now. Actually, it's one of the most cost-efficient energies at the moment, but not for domestic houses in urban areas.
Along with these problems, wind technology must also solve how to store energy so supply meets demand. But Britain has always been good at using its natural resources. Since 40% of all the wind that blows in the EU blows over the UK, there is plenty of clean air to plunder. Changes to government policy and sustained investment means we're catching up to the rest of Europe, something that surely can only be good for London's economy.